Kia ora there everyone, long time no see. I've been very busy on my end of things and I apologize for my absence here. No need to get into all that right now, though this here is an exciting coverage. It's going to be my video on the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Collector's Edition, which seems to have caused a bit of a fuss with some gamers online. Now I bought my one from JB Hi-Fi here in NZ where it cost a whopping 350 NZD. Jesus, I don't usually splurge out on games like that because that there is enough to buy me 3 full price AAA games. The game here on its own is 100 NZD, at least from JB Hi-Fi, so everything here is costing essentially an additional $250. I actually did have some store vouchers of around 250 odd. I think I might have spent some of that on some 4K Blu-rays. Essentially what was left on that card did cover the bulk of the cost for this thing. For the smarter consumer out there though, the game is available on Gamepass, so you're free to pay for just a 1-month subscription and play through the entire thing. This here was my partner and I picking it up in store. It was a massive box and I'm actually convinced that I might have been the only person who got one in my city. The top there also had a different street date compared to what the other side there said. The top was like December 9, but the rest of it said December 6. I saw some posts online that people were buying this from Bethesda directly, and of course, while they were all promised day 1 shipping, even after a week now some people still do not have their collector's editions. This was especially annoying since Xbox now has this program where their big special editions for their exclusive titles have early access. It's part of the price here. If you pre-order this expensive item, you got to play the game 3 days early. I figured something like this might potentially happen if I bought it online, so I went in store directly and now here we are. And the reason why this video here is 1 week late is because I was busy with both personal life stuff and also Indiana Jones. This video may have some mild spoilers for those of you who don't want to know some reveals of the game and some secrets of the collector's edition. You just continue on if you're brave enough. The box art here is really exciting. It's designed to resemble some luggage and it's stamped with country stickers from all over the world. I've covered a few Indiana Jones toy waves on this channel in the past. What I love the most about Indiana Jones is that period piece setting aesthetic that the series has going on for it. I love when we get some physical goods from this world because it feels like there's nothing else in the mainstream zeitgeist that's set in the 1930s onwards that would ever generate this kind of treatment. The back here shows us some of the key inclusions, mostly digital goods, which sucks actually. That's really lame when it comes to buying a very expensive game like this, but we do have a couple of interesting physical goods that I will be going over. The downloadable stuff there consists of some story DLC that's going to release later. You can see that I also got some costumes, but it's a first-person game so it doesn't really interest me. The 3-day early access is pretty cool, and a digital art book. I'll cover my thoughts on what I feel about that later. The important stuff for this video's sake are located here to the side. We have items here like a Steelbook, that's in quotations mind you, a relic replica, a journal, and the biggest piece of all being that desk globe. If you slip off this cover piece there, you can see that the box does remain the exact same on the inside, but now that title card has been removed entirely. The back of the box doesn't feature the game artwork or show off the collectibles or anything. Instead we have some stickers that show off more of Indy's travels. Opening this up here, we have the game immediately at the top and a small plane for the globe inclusion, which is great because I was beginning to suspect that the plane might just be some fun artwork. And removing the globe from the box was quite the task. I'm just going to skip through all the junk here, and now we have everything out of the box here. Yeah, easy. Some very cool stuff in here though. For the price I paid, of course, I wanted more, and given how much I love the property, that's just kind of expected from me. You know how it is. This here is the Jumbo Steelbook. I've seen this before actually, and from Xbox too. Halo 5 Guardians had this exact same kind of thing. It was a silvery design, and I'm starting to wonder if this is just a model that Xbox themselves are pushing, because I don't see PlayStation or Nintendo doing this either. It's a pretty boring case actually. It features the same artwork as seen on the standard regular deluxe edition that's physical in stores, so rip to all the people that bought those ones because the box art is so lame to me. The inside is also very barren. We've got a little manual and the All-Maker replica item piece. The manual's pretty cool. I don't remember the last time I had a gaming manual included in my physical game cases. It's styled to look like an older journal, which I do appreciate. We're keeping to theme here. Inside we've got some instructions actually on both claiming the game and how the globe works, and then we have some customer support junk there and the controller layout as well as your PC controls, because this exact collector's edition was released for both Xbox and PC. And then for the All-Maker piece here, this is one of the relics from the game. It features my game code on the back. Unfortunately, the game is a digital inclusion only, that's why the Steelbook there was in quotations. No physical disc, that sucks, but I don't have a Series X, so it doesn't really bother me. The sticker there highlights that it's from Marshall College, and it feels like a pretty weighted, hefty piece as well. I like it. It's that sort of silly, gimmicky stuff that you want from a collector's edition for a video game. The model plane is a pretty cool inclusion as well. It's got a magnet, which allows it to connect to the globe, but also the game case if you you really wanted to. It's surprisingly detailed and it feels pretty decent for its quality, but now we're going to take a look at the exciting globe itself. It does feel strange buying a video game collector's edition that includes a household item rather than some themed unusable stuff like the cool statues that you usually get. The globe is accurate and pretty well made as well. I looked it up, globes tend to range for around $100 here in NZ for a high quality one, so the price is actually kind of starting to work out here, I feel. The globe does, however, feature some markings and scribbles all over it. It's not in perfect kind of condition. You can see that Indy has highlighted a bunch of those key areas on this thing. And then we have the great circle that's been highlighted around the globe here as well, which I'm demonstrating for you now. And this all comes into play later when you want to open up your globe. Unfortunately, he hasn't been to the most important place for me in my heart. Usually NZ is left completely off of maps and things though, so it's cool to see us here with our neighbour, although they've never left off maps and things, so I don't know why I'd be happy to see them. As for opening up that globe, you take that plane there and you start following the great circle around. You can feel that the magnets there are pulling and guiding your hand. It's pretty tough to illustrate that on camera actually, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Eventually you'll find yourself here down in South America, and once you place the plane on this exact spot, the globe then opens up. That rushing feeling my partner and I had when we first opened this up was so exciting. And yeah, it's a magnet lock that you can open and close whenever you please. And the plane even has other points of interest where it can rest on. That way you're able to display your globe fully closed and the plane can still remain intact. Opening it back up though, the inside includes a plastic case first and a journal second. The plastic case is here just for protection obviously, but there is enough room in here to store the game case, which I thought was really cool. The journal is all sealed up here, though I already secured that strap in place, and like everything else in here, it feels like it's naturally from that time period, but the inside is a bit of a disappointment for me. The journal has a message here from Marion showcasing that this was a gift from her, and inside it's empty because this is the journal that you use in-game for keeping track of your notes and your objectives. In real life, you can use this to fill in your own personal adventures. Ubisoft do this with the Far Cry games and stuff. I just don't really like these kinds of inclusions. What I wanted was his journal notes in a replica form, or better yet, the art book should have been included physically and not digitally, and this is where that art book should have been placed. I was then thinking about my special Blu-ray set I have that actually includes a bunch of collectibles from the movie. It's these really cool novelty memorabilia pieces, and I thought I would try improving the journal by including some of these quickly. It's got like plane tickets and photographs from in-universe and from the movies. This was the kind of stuff that I was really wanting to see here, not just a blank journal, because I don't get up to anything nearly exciting enough to fill this out myself. Overall, that's the full collector's edition of the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game. You don't get a disc included here, you don't get something like a statue, you do get one replica of some treasure piece, but just the one. You don't get an art book here physically, instead it's a digital only code, and half the people who bought it from Bethesda still don't even have it yet. Part of that hefty price there is paying for that season pass, which at this point is just a story DLC and we don't know what date that's going to release, as well as the 3-day early access which is over now. So all those digital goods and services you kind of forget about, or at least I do, when it comes to seeing what's actually available here in person. Still though, for all the issues I have with this thing, I still really like it. I'm a sucker for this series and I just assumed that it was definitely dead after last year's releases. If this doesn't interest you though and you do just want to play the game yourself, man, Gamepass is like $30 here a month and you can just play all of it. But that's it from me here. If you enjoyed this video, liking and subscribing to this channel helps to support more videos like this one in the future. Thanks for watching everybody, take care, see you next time.